That's how I kind of see this song.
Yeah,
The trip,
definitely,
very
definitely.
just hypnotic.
That's
Just
a good word
it,
for it. Yeah.
just you go into a trance with this. I mean, I the first time I heard it, I was taken by the music. Of course, like the music kind of goes on, for a while. Brings you in, definitely brings you in. And then once you're in that room, then she comes with this beautiful voice, and like, and then that's it. Like, yeah, like she has you.
Hey, you're watching Into the Music. I'm here with Greg. My name's Chris. And Greg, you got something for me to react to.
I do, I do. So think 21st century. All right. This
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're delving into
recently
21st century music.
21st, later 21st, around the time that, uh, that we're looking like this. Looking
Yeah.
old. We
Yeah.
talked about that last one. Yeah. So check out the XX reaction if you want to know what the hell we're talking about. That said, the band is called Still Corners, and the song is called The Trip.
Okay.
So, I just have to,
I know.
right?
So go take a trip off to listen to it. I got it. I got it.
You know me so well. You finished my sentence.
Yeah. I just have to think, what's the worst joke? No, I can't.
Yeah. and then
Not with the jokes I
that's
tell.
what Greg would say.
Yeah. All right.
You do know me so well. All right. Go check it out. Come
All
on
right.
back.
All right. The trip is kind of trippy. you can just zone out to this song, which I think I did a couple of times. Um, this I could have listened to this on a continuous loop. It just it's weird. It's like you can really dive into it, or you can leave it in the background, kind of. But I chose to dive into it, and it is definitely worth it. I'll be listening to this again. Hey, yeah, so I'm back from my trip. It was
See, you
good.
go
That
there
was
too,
quite,
right? Yeah,
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 that was that was something else. I liked it. It was trippy. Um,
yeah.
it just had such a cool vibe to it.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. It just creates this whole kind of world around you. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Did the singer remind you of anyone?
No,
Really? Faith Sandoval?
no. I was thinking this sounds like Dream Pop, but I don't think it sounds like her. It's got that sort of kind of light sound to it, but other than that,
I thought that the
I don't
combination that
really
there
think so.
was that that guitar sound, the way he's kind of like, the guitar was kind of trippy too in the beginning, actually throughout the whole song, every time, until the end where it was just like a real kind of more
Yeah.
like a traditional, it's like more acoustic with the sort of, normal
Well,
sound and electrics. They were all coming together. But in the beginning, we just like bam, bam, like almost like a little sort of bend in the notes, really a little slide. It's a little bit um and reverby. Um that reminded
Mazzy
me
Star
of
just has a
Mazzy
certain
Star. That reminded me
Mazzy
of
Star
Mazzy Star.
just Mazzy Star just has a certain sound to me that
Yeah.
nobody else really sounds like, and so I'd have to listen to more songs from this band to see what. But so far, I hear what you're getting at, but um, if it was there, it's just very faint to me. That's all. So
That's
I was hearing other stuff in there
oh
that
yeah,
sounded like
yeah,
it was really their own. So I
yeah.
kind of just went with
Oh,
that.
definitely their own. Definitely their own too.
Yeah.
Also the rhythm, the melody of the song, there's a song from there's an artist called Paolo. I think that's his first name, Nutini. He actually does a song called Candy that I'd like for you to listen to at some point. And this sounds like that too. And um, it's just interesting because I'm not hating on it. I love it. I'm the one who gave it to you. I fell in love with it right away. But it's just interesting that there's these sounds that are coming out, and it's making me think more about their influences.
Mhm.
This is a it's uh it's two young folks here. One comes from it's a guy and a gal, and the guy actually lived in Arizona and Texas, and then he moved to England and lived there for several years, and he came across um and so the guy is Greg Hughes, and Greg, like I said, he moved to England and he was there for some years, and then he met Tessa Murray at a train station. I don't know if they were both on the same train,
Mhm.
or one was on one train and then the train went to an alternative station or something like that, and that's where they met. That's how they met. So I don't think they're a couple, but they are definitely um, the force behind this band, this project. It just seems to be two. Although in some of the videos I've seen, the live performances, there seems to be the same drummer, but he's not mentioned as a member of the band. So, um, but yeah, and I think they formed in 2007, I think.
And when did this come out?
So this album, okay, so this comes from their second album called Strange Pleasures. And this was, I think this was 2013. I didn't write that down. I think it's 2013.
Okay.
And then since that time, they've released three additional albums. Two of them, and they're all under their own record label called Reckon Light Records. The last three. Two of them, Dead Blue, released in 2016, and Slow Air, released in 2018, both to critical acclaim. And the last one, released just this past January 22nd, called The Last Exit. So they're definitely producing great music.
Hmm.
I'm thinking that this latest one is along the same lines. Um, and when you go to their website, the band identifies the Last Exit album um, uh, there's an album that they called, right, the one that just dropped just last month. They call that a hypnotic journey. And it's funny, I read that and I'm like, that's how I kind of see this song.
Yeah,
The trip,
definitely,
very
definitely.
just hypnotic,
That's
just
a good word
it,
for it. Yeah.
just you go into a trance with this. I mean, the first time I heard it, I was taken by the music. Of course, like the music kind of goes on, for a while, brings you in. Definitely brings you in. And then once you're in that room, then she comes with this beautiful voice, and like, and then that's it. Like, yeah, like she has you. It's gorgeous, and she's gorgeous too. I don't know if you've seen pictures of her. Um, um,
No.
well, how would you know, right? Because she just did the reaction. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Unless that illustration on the video was of
yeah, right.
a couple of people in there.
Well, because I forget if I actually gave you a live performance and I didn't, right? I was thinking about it. So yeah, after this reaction, go check it out, man. Go look up the band. She's very pretty. She's beautiful. And the lyrics are pretty sort of, it's minimal. It's nothing, it's like generic, not about the minimal thing, but like, it's about an open road, you
Yeah.
know.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Um,
They
there's
kind of stuck to the trip theme, but you don't know really. I don't know where the trip was going.
there seems to be reference about that when they're getting on the road, and when they're on the road, that's when that's about their life takes off, or their life is kind of intertwined, connected to the traveling. I don't know.
Right.
When I was looking at the lyrics, and I was thinking, well, maybe it's them on the road, and they get on the road and then they're going, but then it's kind of like there seems to be some sort of like affection there, and I don't know.
Uh,
I don't think they're together. So, but I don't know. But you didn't really need to. I just don't think that you needed, to really have lyrics that make complete sense to really
no,
enjoy this song.
they could have just been making sounds.
Yeah, because I think just with that one line or a couple lines where she repeats over and over, um, where,
So many miles.
oh my God, I just love, yeah, just that.
Yeah.
So many
Oh
miles. I
yeah, it
mean,
is real
it
minimalist.
reminds me of the
Yeah.
Robert Frost, yeah, the Robert Frost poem, Miles to Go Before I Sleep, just any kind of like, when you get poetic and you really get into, but it's basically when you think about our lives, right? How many more miles do I have to go, before, you call it a day? It's just so many miles, so many
Oh,
miles.
that's depressing.
I mean, aren't we on a long, strange trip? You know, what a long, strange.
That'll be a good line for a song.
Yeah. Something tells me. Nah, I think we should go with it. Yeah, let's write a song. What a long, strange trip it's been. But anyway, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and
this was really good, man. This is the yeah. Go on.
but here's the thing. I think this was good. Actually, you're going to find this really interesting. Um, so this was kind of my search. I'm not really trying too hard, but as I try to find out, I'm on a mission to find out, what songs have been around for the
A man with a
last several
mission.
years, as we've been kind of like both of
Right.
us in our respective sort of bubbles, cocoons, we're
Yeah.
just busting out now going,
Right.
what's out there? And this came out. And so what's interesting is that a search of Spotify shows that The Trip shows this song as the top streaming song from this band. And it's at 29 million views, or I mean
Listen.
views, or listen views. 29 million. The next, the second most streamed song from this band is called The Message. And that is at 7 million and change.
And
It's a big wide gap.
And they just came out with something a month ago.
And then they just came out, right. But just to show how this song just is outdoing all the others. I mean, the second most, it's like you're talking about 22 million gap. It's incredible. Yeah. And this song, if I'm not mistaken, and people out there who are watching this, who are fans of this band, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think this song was ever released as a single. And yet, all the other songs that I'm seeing on that Spotify list have been, including that second best song called The Message. The Message was a single. And yet this one was not a single. and yet it's like it's just leading the pack. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
sometimes
way far
they
ahead.
just pick the wrong one to promote as the single.
Well, on their website, they actually mentioned the trip, and they mention how that YouTube has basically that this has just basically just gone crazy on YouTube.
Really?
So yeah, so like YouTube somehow is just circulating around and thrown out there, and people are just gobbling up,
I'm gonna
including
check
me,
it out on YouTube.
including me. Yeah, so it's just interesting, how this song has found its way. I think just first listen, it's just, but again, like they didn't release it as a single. How many times have we like found that, like when we get into bands or whatever and songs that we love, how a certain song, was never intended to be this or that, or maybe, we wrote it like 15 minutes and then we went and recorded it, and then boom, it's like, it's songs that we talk about today for like less 50 years,
I definitely want to hear their other stuff.
Yeah. So there's a couple other songs that I've listened to. So Your Wish Is My Command. And just won't happen right now. A little bit down the road.
Okay.
All right, cool. I'm so glad. You want to take us out?
Yeah, sure. Hey, thanks for watching Into the Music. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and give us a like if you like this. And we will catch you next time on Into the Music.
See ya.
Oh, I was supposed to go like that. Yeah, okay.